Americans are working to connect with Africa and Africans in increasing numbers, and local efforts across the country are making this happen.
Africa is no longer the foreign country.
At a recent induction ceremony in Los Angeles, people became honorary members of African tribes.
This event to the African diaspora brings Africa here.
The continent of Africa is where most of us originated, and we want to connect.
They are now, for the first time, they started having a feeling of Africa, and they become into contact with Africa. And only after that can they feel connected to Africa. And from that we can build something much more firm and stronger. It's a matter of unifying the people.
If you know that this person is your brother or sister, you are definitely ready to embrace them.
My Cameroon sister. That's right.
I took a DNA test, and as it turns out, my ancestry leads to the Cameroon.
The event was honored by the presence of a Cameroonian king.
My name is Oba Babatunde, and I'm thrilled today because I'm being inducted to the family of Babatundes.
It's a wonderful opportunity for us to know other people in other countries that look like us, sound like us, and have the same sort of mission.
Africans on the continent and Africans in diaspora are actually in Africa doing business with Africa. They will now go beyond the cultural affinity.
My hopes is that this particular event will be replicated all over the United States, wherever there are sizable numbers of African Americans.
I think this will be the Oscars of African diaspora within a couple of years. We are better united than divided.
I myself am an African woman, born in America, and I think what we're doing is so important to bridge the gap that's been here for so very long.
Activities like this certainly help us understand each other a lot better.
It's on behalf of the city of Carson, which is 100,000 residents. We wanted to honor Uchenna for his work, his commitment to bringing Americans born here in America and making sure that they're connected with diaspora. There's Goodwill Awards for those individuals who have done over and beyond the call of duty to help Americans and throughout the United States of America and outside of the country. We wanted to honor him for his leadership, for his vision, because we believe without the vision the people perish. And thus we wanted to bestow upon him our greatest honor of the city of Carson for a man worthy of the honor.
Everybody here is focused on working for Africa. That's a totally new experience for me, and I'm so thrilled about that. I just wish that I could connect, that this evening would go on, I can connect with so many people who I think would be thrilling to meet.
One of our sponsors.
Good evening. I'm Bob Brunner with Eric Air. Very pleased and proud to be welcomed here as a sponsor. We just really appreciate the efforts and the whole concept of putting the African Americans back in touch with their African roots. It's really terrific.
It's such an honor to see all these incredible people doing great work to help people in need. The only thing we can do is just to say, come together and say thank you for the work you do for the communities. The reason why we continue doing this program, one, is because we believe in the vision of unity, of family, and the support that we get from the community is amazing. This is a story that needs to be told. You know, it's not meant for a small group of people. I mean, when you look at the pain, the suffering, you know, the agony of slavery, and you look at the families that were destroyed in the process, not placing any fault on anybody. The reality is that when once a gentleman, a young man get sold into slavery, they left mothers and children and parents behind. And the parents will not go out there and celebrate. All you see is the pain, not knowing whether your loved one will come back. So, I believe reuniting these lost families with the, continental African families is a story that needs to be told in a different level, in an international level. I may add, because the AU, which is the African Union, need to get on board to recognize the Africans in the diaspora, not just by proclamation, but actually giving them a stake in the continent, because Africa belongs to all of us. And that is our vision moving forward, that more people will be aware of the opportunities that are there for them to reconnect with the continent. And that's why we do what we do.